Hey folks, Psychotic Comedian for show number 89. Again, I apologize for my late arrival. I was at home with my finger up my ass checking for prostate problems, UPTV. I found 2 polyps, so I revved up the curling iron and burned them off. So it feels like I have a little bit of hemorrhoid action going on, but came here good enough for the show. How about that? Well, I was riding my bike down Green Street the other day, and four women that knew me, college women that knew me, said, "Hi, Paul, how you doing?" Well, of course, I lost my concentration, and I rammed into a car, and I flew over into a restaurant, and I landed like on a table, and the couple says, "We didn't order this." Okay. Well, I was at a local pool, UPTV, this summer, a few days ago, and I saw this hot brunette. I said, "Boy, she's something." And I go up to her and make conversation, and I pulled a fish out of my trunk, for Christ's sake, and threw it down on the pool. I said, "Would you care to get that for me, ma'am?" So she bent over. I was like, "Oh, Bubblicious, yeah." And following by that, I pulled a Bon Jovi CD. What else did I pull out? My car keys and a picture of me laying naked on a Persian rug, and all I gotta say, she's super nice, UPTV, and she was flexible as hell. All right. Okay. Well, I took another one of those Wiley mental health classes for kicks, and it was called Repairing Relationships. And I thought, I didn't finish giving Joanne that blowjob 3 months ago, UPTV. So by God, I went over to her place, called her up, I was like, "Hey, Joanne, you want me to finish giving you that blowjob?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." So I go over there, and I repaired that part of a relationship. Never mind. Okay. Well, years ago, when I had a different psychiatrist, UPTV, there used to be go-arounds where he'd go around to each patient and say, "Well, how you doing?" And he goes, he was like, he's like, "Okay, Paul, how you doing?" He was nuts. He was nuts. He goes, "Hey, Paul, how's it going?" I said, "I'm doing real well." And then I thought, well, I'd push his buttons a little bit. And he goes, "Well, that's great." He goes to the next person. He goes, "Mel." I said, "Whoa." I said, "Doctor, is depression an outgrowth of modern times?" He goes, "Yes, it is, Paul." Steve, I go, "Hey, Doco, is anxiety in part related to the social conditions?" And eventually, after the 30th question, he went nuts, and he grabbed all the prescription pad, and he goes, "Prescriptions for everyone," and he's throwing it around, and right before he strangled me, they had to shoot him with a tranquilizer dart and show him to his room, and an hour later, he had to go to group. How about that? That's my prop for today. Okay. Thanks, Dan. Okay. Well, UPTV, I met a real party girl in downtown Champaign. And she, I'm going to do a tribute after my bits too. I just found this out not too long ago. I met a real party girl, and she wanted to be gangbanged. And so I rounded up 5 of the guys, 4 a lot younger than me, could hold out a lot longer than me. And we took her back to her place, and she goes, "Paul, sit your ass down. Let little Whitey finish his thing." And then she goes, "I feel like a woman, yeah." And then she goes, "Paul, you're up next. Put the 8 3/4 inch, fill me up with the 8 3/4 inch cock." And she goes, "A little late enough for me." And then she goes, "Are you guys done? Are there any more come here?" We go, "No." She says, "Good, get your nasty asses out here. I got to do a lecture at the conference center on work, morals, and ethics. Morals and ethics on work. Whatever, man." Unfortunately, I was at a bar last week, and I went mainly to eat. I saw this ravenous redhead, so I go hit on her, and she'd probably turn me down and go home. But I went up to her and said, "What is it going to take to get this cock into that pussy of yours?" She says, 12 more beers and aspirin the size of a regulation football. Okay. Dan's going to get off the hook. Okay, round off the show. I just looked up, for the hell of it, Al Goldstein, which you might know or might not know, was a publisher of the Screw magazine back in like the 60s or something. He was like a pioneer of it, and I found out that he passed away. The only reason I mention it is because he was a friend of my Uncle Jeremy's, and they actually did a movie called Al Goldstein and Ron Jeremy Get Screwed. How about that? And so I just want to take a little time, just silence. He died, and I think of renal problems, failure. So, Al, you've made your mistakes in this world, but my Uncle Jeremy says you're a good man. You're a good man, Al. Okay. All right, that's my tribute to him, and that's the end of the show for this week. So that's number 89. So Dan's got to see me in 2 performances. That's either good or bad. But I'd like to thank Dan today so much for filming me again, and also Jason Liggett. And haven't forgot about you, buddy. Khalib, I'm going to email you sometime we can go out. And also Jake Shoemaker, the station manager. He's back in action. And I want to thank you so much for watching my show, as always, over the last about couple years now. But anyway, this is the Psychotic Comedian bidding you adieu. All right.